Hello everyone, and welcome back to Project Architect. In the last episode, we did a little bit of cleaning up. So like, this area doesn't look as horrific. We put like a nice little frame around our water wheels down there. We sort of just tidied up a nice little bit. Over here as well, we made it so that these guys don't drop more than they need to, right? So like, after they drop, they don't drop anymore. I do notice though, like sometimes like this corner one doesn't appear to want to drop. There's no reason I can think of that it would. Oh, that's at 20. Are these all at 10? Yeah, that's why. The delay's a little bit too much on this guy. So let's put that guy down to 10. That must have been when I was trying stuff out, but he should. Oh, is he gonna? There we go. I think he's good now. Okay, but yeah, we set up some integrated dynamics to do that. In this episode, I want to do something really cool. So I really want to build an area, like a big room, right? Where we can see exactly how much each of our farms are generating. Sort of like how we have it here. So this farm allegedly has made us 500 million EMC. I'm not sure if it's still currently working correctly, but it was at some point, and it was pretty cool. Part of the reason why I'm not sure if it's working is because if we come up here and we open this guy, he's pretty much full of source gems. He's got a big backlog, and we need to sort that out. We need to figure out why that's the case, and we need to get rid of some of it. So what I'm thinking is that just something basic even, if I replace these guys with higher EMC links, so I've currently got Mark 3s, that could be good enough. I'm thinking as well I might need to increase the upgrades here instead of being these basic upgrades here to be better ones. I think that'll work. But yeah, the cool thing I want to put in this room though, this room that's going to be telling me all the EMC that we're making, I want to have it so that when I push a button, it will run a cycle through each of these machines, each of these farms we have, and tell me exactly how much EMC they make in 1 minute. It doesn't have to actually be a minute. It could be 10 seconds or something. The reason why I'm thinking a minute might be good in the long run is because like some of these farms are a bit slower at times. Like some of them are rapidly fast. Some of them, not as fast. So I think a minute's probably a nice little even point where we can see it. But we can obviously mess around with some stuff. But that's my plan. I have a pretty good plan for that. What I don't really have a good plan for is fixing this overflow issue. I do actually have an idea. If I were to say have this stuff, instead of it going directly, how would I actually do this? I think I've got an idea. I'd have to rearrange some of these things, which could get messy. My idea was, we could have, instead of it being source gems, we could have these being turned into, say, like, red matter or a piece of dark matter or something, and then have that go through the system. And then that would work. Should I try the EMC links? I think I should. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, I guess we could put in advanced pipe upgrades. I don't know if this is a good idea or not, but we can do it. So I'm going to go ahead and, oh, this guy doesn't even have an upgrade. That could be an issue too. Anyhow, I'm going to chuck this guy in here, and then I'm going to take this guy out, and I'm going to put this guy in and make sure that he's set on when powered. And already, is this working? I sort of doubt it, because I think the real bottleneck was the EMC links. So, shall we try with the new EMC links? I think I should. Yeah, I think I should. That's basically where I'm going with this. So this guy's going to need a piece of cobble. So I think the safe bet is to break this guy first. Place down this. And that should be good. And then I'm going to go ahead and break this guy. Place down this. Make sure he's extracting. And chuck in that. So, how's this going? Already it's saying we've got what, 500,000? I don't. Oh, I need to do that as well. That's the important step. Is it working now? Yeah. It does appear to be. Is this guy emptying at least? Okay, he is. He's emptying at what? He's emptying about like 16 every tick, right? And how much is this guy outputting? This guy's outputting 35. Yeah, he's doing a lot more than 16 a tick, isn't he? Yeah, is he? Hold on. It should actually be identical, right? Because these guys, the EMC links are the bottleneck. And so if it's coming out of an EMC link and it's going into an EMC link, that shouldn't be an issue. I think we're good. I think that solved it. Once this guy's empty, which, I mean, it's going to take him a little while, but then we'll be caught up, right? And he can clearly keep up with it. Okay, that's good. So, how am I going to do this this counter? It's not really a counter, it's I don't know what I'm going to title this video, but it's going to be like EMC per minute or something like that. How do I do that? Well, I've got a pretty cool idea. So, here's the plan. Alrighty, so there's a few things I'm going to want to get. One of them is a little bit of redstone, which I grabbed. The other is a version of the repeater. This one right here, an adjustable repeater. It's from the Create mod. It uses a clock and a redstone torch and then some stone or whatever. And what it does is pretty cool. So if we go ahead and get some sort of blocks. Yeah, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, we can bring redstone out here and we'll, let me I guess show you the first thing. In order to get this to work, my plan is to stop the cobblestone going into this chest or into this drawer, I guess. Well, do I even really need to do that? I guess I don't really need to stop it, do I? Do I need to stop it? There's no reason it can't come out of both sides, right? Or will it not come out of both sides? I'm not sure, but anyway, if we need to stop it, we can add a lever like this. When we flick it, this will turn off. So that's like a little trick we could do. I mean, I guess I could try it. So like this guy's getting about, what does this guy do? 16 items per second. That seems right. If I go ahead and attach another guy here, will this also do, oh, this guy's already got stuff in him. Let me go ahead and take as much of that stuff out as I can. But yeah, will this guy then do that too? I need to put a diamond upgrade in. Open this guy. Please, diamond upgrade. What'll this guy do? Is he now getting 16 each time? And is this guy still getting 16? He's not. This guy's no longer getting anything, but this guy is. In fact, hold on. Is this guy max storage? No, he's not max storage at all. But clearly it stopped working, whereas now this guy's working. So we actually do need it to like stop, right? So I can go ahead and break this, and now suddenly this guy's getting cobblestone again. Yeah. Okay. So we will have to make use of this turning off system. That should be fine. So how are we gonna do it? The basic concept that I've thought of is we can have this here. We can have an item pipe there. We can still have this drawer, but we'll set that up in a second. This guy's going to open. He's going to get this. He's going to be set to be, I don't know, on when powered, I guess? Yeah, on when powered. That should be good. And he will go into another drawer, which will be this drawer right here. Nice little cobblestone drawer. And then what? And then I think I do another piece of redstone here. But then attached to this redstone is going to be this guy right here, an adjustable repeater. Now, what this guy does is, once again, pretty cool. If I set this guy to be 10 seconds or something, and then I go ahead and grab a button. So we'll grab just a stone button out. When I give it a redstone signal, a little redstone pulse, what will happen is in 10 seconds, this will output a redstone signal for 10 seconds. So wait for 10 seconds, and then this guy will turn off for 10 seconds. This guy will turn on for 10 seconds. And that should be pretty cool. So there we go. This turns on. Here we go. This guy's now filling up, and he'll fill up for 10 seconds, and then everything will turn back to where it was. And we will have the amount of, quote, EMC that was generated in 10 seconds. I don't know if I've been saying 10 seconds or minutes, but you guys get what I intended. I intended 10 seconds. So yeah, pretty cool, right? We generated, what, 2.5 stacks of cobble in 10 seconds. And then this guy's back up and running. Oh, this guy's not actually up and running because this guy's actually empty. That's why this guy stopped. I wonder as well, because like this guy's certainly still generating stuff. Like, look, that was a source gem that just went through. But this guy's not getting any of it. And he's not getting any of it because I think it's being taken out of the alchemical chest too quickly. What do we do? What do we do? The issue is quite literally these guys are too fast. Do I go back to just basic? I think I do. This is a little bit annoying. I've got to do it. Yeah. Okay. Let's go ahead and chuck one of those in. This guy's just going to be set to ignored. That should be fine. And then this guy will get one of these and he'll just be set to on when powered. Is this good now? Okay. What's that? 93? And then it's going up. I don't know. I really don't know. Alright, I'll tell you what. We do need to go back to the EMC link ones. They work phenomenally better. The reason they work better is they only let one in per second, which means it doesn't matter how many we have. So I'm going to chuck this guy back down. I'm going to give him a cobble. I'm going to have him extract. We can chuck this back in. That's perfectly fine. This guy doesn't need to be in. It's doing 1 a second. That's how it should be. And now the issue is, of course, we're generating more than 1 a second. That's the problem. Sometimes we're generating 1 a second, but sometimes like we get 2 and then apparently over time this chest filled up. I'm not sure how reliable that is, but you guys saw it. So we'll have to do a little bit of work. I'm sorry if this is like very annoying, I guess, that we're going like back and forth. Hopefully you're not too confused. Currently we're back at where we started this episode, by the way, in case you're a little bit lost. What we want to do instead, though, is I think this alchemical chest needs to be a condenser. The condenser needs to be taking out an item different to source gems. And we're going to have to like restart this system. So, for example, let's give this a shot. Let's grab an energy condenser. I don't think it needs to be a Mark II. It just needs to be a normal energy condenser, I believe. Let's go ahead and pick this guy up. I'm gonna lag a little bit. I'm going to place in a energy condenser right there. So now they're all entangled to it. This guy should be filling up with source gems. I now want to get something that's worth slightly more than source gems. So if we scroll through here, source gems are here at 8,000. We've got a bunch more things that are worth 8,000. If we scroll up a bit, we could do like, what do you reckon? Something that's like double. We could do a block of gold. We could do a block of diamond. That's probably, honestly, that's probably enough. We could also just do a nether star. I think, you know what? Nether star's a pretty safe bet. We could also do dark matter. You know what? Dark matter is a little bit more traditional for like an EMC farm. So I think we'll do dark matter. I'm going to chuck this in here. And what this will do is it will generate dark matter. Yeah, pretty simple. And then what I'm going to have it do is obviously extract all the dark matter and stuff like that, as we were previously. So this guy, he's currently still filling up. So bear with me, but you know, we'll fix that system soon. This guy, I just need to have him do that. And that should be good. Yes, that should be good. Ooh, oh, hold on. I'm going to have to actually add in one of these bigger upgrades. We're going to have to add a filter here for dark matter. Or else it'll just take out the source gems anyway. So I've got to chuck that in there. Whitelist, dark matter. There we go. So now what should happen is the source gems should just go towards the dark matter. And then when the dark matter shows up, it gets exported. Yeah, that's what should happen. Okay, so I think we've fixed it. Obviously, this number's no longer accurate. So realistically, I need to pick all this stuff up. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Make a massive mess and then clean it up. Oh my god, look at... There is actually so much in here that I don't even know if this is a viable... Like, this is very... Like, look, I've got to get through 63... Oh my god. Yeah, okay. I don't know. I don't know what I'm meant to do here. What am I meant to do? This is ridiculous. This is actually so much cobble. Do I just extract it? You know what? Yeah. I've got this. I'll just grab a trash can. What we also need, by the way, is... There's a better pipe upgrade we can get. We can make these ultimate pipe upgrades. So let's do that. Grab one of these. Place a trash can. Get an item pipe. Have this guy start extracting. Chuck in my ultimate pipe upgrade, which does 64 items every tick. So every tick a stack is gone. Let's empty this guy and start fresh. Realistically, I could pick up this drawer and replace it. Probably should have done that in hindsight, but it's already set up. We'll just leave it. Yeah, okay. So, we're back to things working, okay? This guy tells him to put one in when this guy gets one. Simple. Makes sense. Everything's perfect. Back to what we're doing here, which is turning this guy off and turning this guy on in order to get this guy all working. So this guy, we need it to be that. We need it to be this. We need you to be on when powered. That should be perfect. This guy probably got a little bit of cobble, but that's fine. Take that stuff out. There we go. Another thing we'll have to do is we'll have to grab out a logic programmer. I do apologize if this episode's a little bit, if we're covering the same stuff we've already done, but it needs to be done. I'm going to have to grab all this. I'm going to have to grab that and that. We're going to have to open this guy up. Now, this time around, we still want to do the double. So the double allows us to do decimal points. Previously, we had ours at, what do you call it? We had ours at the EMC of a source gem. Now we're doing dark matter. So what we want to actually do, I believe, if we want to have it, you know, in the millions point, so like 100 mil point, we want to do 0 point and then just type this number out. So 139264, and there we go. We've got that on a variable card. Then we want to do multiplication, and we want to do the inventory count multiplied by that number we just made. Should give us this guy right here. So there we go. Oh, a little bit of a visual, or visual bug in the inventory, but this should now work. if I now... Oh, we're actually getting some server lag, which is a little bit scary, to be honest, because I'm the only one on the server, which means if it starts lagging, it's sort of my fault. But here we go. Chuck this stuff back in. Now, if I break this and this, when this works, we should get the EMC of a dark matter show up in here. So this runs. Huh. It ran, but it didn't work. It didn't work because this guy's got a diamond upgrade in him, and this guy doesn't. So let's take this out, put one of those in. That should now work. Yeah, so there we go. So now, yeah, that's perfect. That's the amount of EMC that a dark matter is worth. In the millions. And by that I mean, if we were to put, 10 of these in here, which we can sort of emulate by putting in 10 cobble. So currently there's, 2 cobble in there. If I chuck this in, now there's 10. And you can see 10 times that EMC is 1.39264 million. There we go. Beautiful. Okay. Are we happy? I hope we're happy. I want to see this work one more time because I'm still a little bit skeptical. Yep, that went up by 1. Beautiful. Okay. Okay, nice. Okay, so. What is the next step? This guy works. He'll, turn it off and keep it on for 10 seconds. Obviously, once it's fully set up, we'll set it up to be a minute. What we're actually going to need to do, though, is... I think this is good, right? Are we just set? I think we're actually just set. I think. When I press this, that will go... actually, no. No, sorry. No. Hold on. Because if I turn off the comparator, that doesn't help us. Realistically, I just need to turn off this item pipe. Alright, I do actually have a pretty interesting idea. It's going to consist of picking this up, picking up this drawer. Yeah. And it's going to use a piston, okay? Hear me out. If this works, it's pretty cool. If it doesn't work, I don't really know. But I need a sticky piston, which we have. Beautiful. The sticky piston will obviously go there, stickied onto the drawer. I'm then going to get an item pipe. I'm going to bring this item pipe up like this. I'm going to make sure that it's not connected there and it's only connected here. This guy, I'm going to say do furthest first. Yeah? So then when I press this button, what we should see happen, and we'll give it a test, I guess. I'll place the button down. I'll flick the button. In 10 seconds, this guy should turn on for 10 seconds, which means he'll be underneath here, which means whenever this guy's turned on, he will send it to the furthest inventory, being this chest or this drawer first. So that should work. What I might even do is get some source gems, grab like a stack of them, and chuck them in there. So this can work. So yeah, he's on. Beautiful. And we have gotten some stuff. Beautiful. Oh, but here's actually, you know what? There actually is a bigger problem. Is it a problem? I don't know if it's a problem, but the problem is whenever any item shows in here, including items that are turned into EMC, this guy's letting out a redstone pulse, isn't he? Is he? I don't know now. Maybe he's not. I can't tell. I can't tell if it's accurate what he's doing. You know what? We got to do a test. Yeah, we've got to do a test. So this guy needs to be a normal chest. Oh god. I'll tell you what. I'll see if this works off camera. As in, I'll make sure that how we've currently got it set up is actually working. In terms of this number being the exact... See, 1 there. Does that mean we have 1 here? It does. Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful. If this didn't work, there would be a workaround, but I'd love it if this just worked. And I think it does. I think because the source gems that we generate don't generate fast enough, when they get in here, they're instantly turned into EMC before this guy has a chance to detect that there's items in there and spit out a pulse. I think. I hope. Alright, you know what? The answer is it's not reliable. It doesn't work. I did quite a few different tests. I even messed around with the repeater a bit. It's not as reliable as I want it to be. Like, just then, it let out a pulse. We don't have a dark matter in there. So this doesn't work. That's okay. That's not the end of the world. There is something we can do. I'm going to grab an inventory reader and then a redstone writer. This should, assuming I do everything correctly, be pretty easy to set up. We'll have to grab some logic cables. That should be fine. And then a variable card. We'll grab out a stack. Why not? So how this should work is if I break these 2 guys here, I should be able to place an inventory reader here, grab a logic cable like so, and if I open this up, does it work? Inventory count, inventory slots. If I were to say break this, are we able to actually see, you know, a piece of dark matter show up in here? Ideally within this part right here. So far, no. But let's see, is there a dark matter in here? There's not currently. Let's, how can I boost this up? Oh, there we go. Okay, there's dark matter in there. Does it show up on this list? Items? No. But it does say slots filled 1. So it did work. Maybe it is in this list? It should be, because if it's not, we have a problem. Let's give this a shot. I'm gonna place this here so that we have a list of all the items within the chest. I sort of just said source gem, so it might actually work. And then what I think I can just do is get a redstone writer right here. And I think I can as simply... oh, no. I know what I need to do, sorry. We need to go logic programmer. So open this guy up if he wants to. Click on item. We want to place in dark matter here and get that on a variable card. And then I believe what we want to do is search contains. We want to find the one that has a list. So this one right here. So not the top one, but this one here that says input type list and then input type any. Make sure I'm recording, yep. And we want to say if the list contains dark matter, output a redstone pulse. So then in here, we place down the, you know, if it contains let out redstone. And then we also need a variable store. So we'll grab this guy out, slap him down. He can go on the floor. Just hide him away there. And we place the list and the items there. So I believe this works. How do we put this to the test? Well, currently, he should be outputting a redstone signal constantly, which means this guy should be extracting constantly. So I don't think it worked. That's a bit of a problem. Oddly enough, when I place this guy in here, it actually does work. It does. You can see on the list, it says dark matter is in there. So I think this does work. I believe this does work. I think the issue is this guy. And so what I mean by that is that this actually needs to be broken. If it will actually let me. I need to break this. I need to break that guy there. I need to break the redstone or the display, whichever one. Breaking these things is always a bit weird. I need to place the redstone right here. I need to place the redstone right here. And then I need to give it, I think, a repeater. And I think this will actually work perfectly. I think. So inside of this guy, we're going to place this right here. And he should be outputting a redstone signal. Really? You're not going to output redstone onto this repeater? Awesome. That's great. But if I put a dust there, you will? No. Or are you? No. But you should. What is... If the list contains dark matter, output redstone. Strong power? Sure. Oh, what am I being hit by? What are you... Ugh. Okay, well, this should have worked. The fact that it doesn't is annoying, but it's also not the end of the world. I believe what I can get away with doing is placing this chest. I still don't know why it wasn't working, but I mean, it's fine. It's fine. I could have this guy extract into this chest and then set up that same comparator system right here. Oh God, everything's so messy, isn't it? Okay, this works. So we have it so that it only takes out dark matter, then dark matter goes into this chest, and then from this chest, we can then have it go into like, you know, an EMC link or something. And that should work. We can even place the EMC link here. We can disconnect that. We can reconnect that. This should work perfectly. Should being the keyword there. The fact that it currently isn't is a little bit concerning, but should be fine. Let's have this guy be ignored. That guy should extract. Yeah, this should be fine. This should work pretty flawlessly, as far as I'm aware. Shall I do a test run? I guess we can. I'll pick this guy up. The test run has now begun. So we should have the exact same amount of dark matter in here as we do cobble in here. I'll be back in a few minutes. I'm so sorry. This episode's probably been so long already, and we're just doing what we did in the other episode anyway. You know what? That doesn't work. That doesn't work because it goes... Hold on. Sorry. What I need to do is have this go into like a chest or something. There we go. Okay. I'll try this again. Okay. The test has begun. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. It took a little bit of moving around. As you might be able to see, I had to move things back. I had to add some more redstone. Now, listen. I'm sure there's a much easier way to do this, and I'm almost positive you guys are going to tell me at the end of this video in the comments. But this is what we have, okay? I moved this setup over here. So this is the energy condenser, and it is extracting the dark matter. The dark matter goes into this chest. When it's in this chest, this comparator lets out a redstone signal that gets repeated, and then in order to get this pipe to receive the redstone signal, I had to have it go underneath so that it still like hits that block there, and that part works. The redstone signal also goes around here into another repeater. The reason a repeater is here is because the redstone hits the comparator and it turns into a redstone clock. So the repeater sends the redstone signal into this guy, which says, hey, you can take the block out. So what that means is that in order for the dark matter to get taken out, it needs to first get ticked over here, and then that redstone goes, hey, yep, okay, we can take you out now. That has been working perfectly. In order to test, I've been placing blocks in, watching when it ticked, and everything has seemingly been perfect. So I'm pretty confident that it's currently working, okay? Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, God. Oh, God. So, what now? Did that go again? Yep, 7. Okay. I'm pretty confident. What now? I don't know. I don't know what now. What were we even doing? The problem is this setup currently is so much more complicated than it was previously. And I'll be honest, I'm not entirely sure why. I'm not entirely sure what I've done differently. I think it's possibly the pipe upgrades we put in made things different, but like my brain hurts. I mean, this works. It works more reliably than the other one, I guess, but the other one was working pretty well. I don't know. I really don't know, because in theory, this is generating at the same rate as the source gems were before, so I don't understand why I can't just have the comparator right next to it. That's what we did previously. Anyway, whatever. This works currently anyhow, so that's fine. In terms of this part now then, me flicking this lever or flicking this button and having it be there for 10 seconds, I mean, that should work. I don't see a reason why it wouldn't. We still have the furthest first pipe upgrade there. It will still draw the comparator stuff to tell it what to do, so that should be perfect, I think. I'll tell you what. Let's set this guy up to be a minute. Okay. We'll set him up to be a minute. And I'll flick this. Do I want to flick this? We'll flick it in a second, because there is something else I want to do. And that is when it is... Well, actually, what do I want to do? How do I want to run this? Essentially, what I want to do, right, is because... You know, I'll run this. I'll run this to show it off. So this will take a minute. I won't sit here for a minute. But essentially, this guy's going to go here. He'll get, a bit of cobblestone, depending on how much dark matter is made in a minute. It probably won't be too much. It'll probably be just a few, okay? Then what we'll do, and by the way, we can change that. We can make it something less than a dark matter, because the dark matter is a bit, slow to make. But what we're going to do is it will go here. It'll get, 2 pieces of dark matter. Then it will stop getting its redstone once the minute's over, and it will come back here. It'll be sitting here. What I want to do from here is I want to have this guy right here, an item pipe. I would like to have it leading into a trash can. And before we actually do the trash can, let me set up the pipe upgrades. I want to have it so that when I flick that first button, this guy actually empties of whatever he has in him. So we're going to go this guy here, open him up, chuck this in, say on when powered. So that should be good. And we want this same button pulse to also lead down here. How will I do this? Maybe cobblestone. So we'll do this. It will lead into, wait. Why am I going down? I can just go across like this. It will lead into another one of these adjustable repeaters. So we'll go repeater. And what this guy's going to do is he's going to start a little bit earlier. So for example, instead of starting at a minute, he'll start at, say, 20 seconds. So what that will mean is that once 20 seconds passes, this guy will start and he'll run for 20 seconds. He'll emit a redstone signal for 20 seconds. The reason why that's good is because... will this output the piston as well? It might. I might need to have a repeater here. Like just a normal repeater. Which is fine. There we go. And then after the 20 seconds, so 40 seconds total, 20 seconds to start up. Oh, that's a problem. I didn't think about that. Yeah. Okay. No, yeah, that makes sense. That does make sense. Alright, you know what we could do? We could do a fast hopper. So this guy here, a golden hopper. It also says, what does it say? Moves 16 items per tick. Beautiful. With the same logic, it's disabled with redstone. Collects only from directly above the hopper. Beautiful. So I'll also need a torch for this, a redstone torch. Listen, I'm not gonna lie, I messed around with this off camera, and it took me a little while to set like a similar thing up, and it worked. Like I wanted to make sure that what we were trying to do today worked, and I got one that did work, but then everything got a little bit more complicated, as you can clearly tell. So what did we get? We got 4 cobblestone, or 4 dark matter, in the minute. That's pretty good. So what I want to do is figure out a way to disable this hopper that I'm going to be placing. So it's going to be a trash can. There's going to be a hopper. I know it's going to disable at the moment, but that's fine. See, it empties. That's fine. That's perfect. I'm going to place... What am I going to do here? This guy is going to get, I think, a piece of redstone on him. Is that how that works? I don't think that's how that works, but we'll find out. Yeah, okay, that disables it. Beautiful. Then I think what I can get away with doing is that same sort of thing we had before. I think, right? If I do adjustable repeater here, set this guy to be 20 seconds. There we go. And then have the redstone come along down here. That should turn it off, I think. We can do a little, you know what? We'll do a full test run. I'm going to flick this. We'll see how this goes. So in 20 seconds, this guy will turn on. In a minute, that guy will turn on. So the thought process here is, in 20 seconds, this guy should turn off and this guy should empty. Now, listen, it's messy. I know. The goal of this episode is to make it functional. Really, you know what's annoying me? I know for a fact in the comments, you guys are going to be like, why didn't you just simply do this? And I'm going to feel so dumb. I'm going to feel so incredibly dumb. So I'm sorry. For each and every one of you sitting at home right now screaming, oh, look at the polish on that guy there. Look at him go across. For each of you screaming, oh, did he empty? He did. Okay, beautiful. Yeah, the torch turned off. He emptied. Wonderful. Realistically, we could have this go into a chest, and then that can go into, you know, a drawer, or sorry, an EMC link, and then a trash can. But at the moment, you know, we're dealing with like 4 cobble, right? So that should be fine. I'm actually really happy with this. I'm really happy. So this should turn off pretty soon. This should turn off when this has 20 seconds left, because this is going for 40 seconds. So it's kind of hard to tell, I'll be honest. I'm pretty confident that this works, though. All right, this guy turns on, that guy turns on, this guy has 20 seconds, then he'll move. We should be good. We should be good. Before we continue, actually, let me go ahead and chuck an inventory reader right here, since that's where it's going to be. Let's grab more of these logic cables. I think we're done. I think we're done. Man, I do apologize for just how hideous this does look. Let's grab the logic again. Let's grab some variable cards. I just want to set this up basically so that you guys can sort of see what we're doing. That way, in the future episode, I can do most of it off camera. That's pretty much the goal. So this guy's moved here. He should then start getting stuff. That should be perfect. This guy, I want to place you there. I'm going to place a display on you, I guess. Why not, right? And I want to grab from you the inventory count. So we'll grab that guy, because obviously the drawer will be resting underneath there for most of the time. Then we grab our portable logic programmer. We get our double, and we say what? We say 0.139264. So that's the EMC in like million form, right? So for example, again, over here, it's showing us 2.2 million. It's a little bit easier for us to read. So we open this guy up. We do multiplication now. And we say the inventory count multiplied by that number gives us how much EMC we made in a minute. Pretty simple, right? Then we chuck this guy in here. And then we grab a variable store right here. And we slap this guy on top, why not? And chuck that stuff in. Boom. Okay. Once this minute is up, this guy will retreat with however much I made in that minute, and it will show on here. Now, listen. This is very messy. I agree. It's incredibly messy. The beauty is, and I'll show it again over here, this area is messy too, right? With all these cables. Using these right here, these omnidirectional connectors, this is all it has to look like. You don't need all the cables. You don't need the materializer, the variable store. You don't even need the, you know, the entity reader and stuff. You literally just need your redstone writer or whatever it happens to be using, and then an omnidirectional connector. So, for example, since all of this is using entangled blocks, we could hide this in a wall somewhere, And then in the actual hub that we make, all we need is one of those omnidirectional connectors connected to a display with this single variable card in it. How cool is that? So this is how much we made. We made 0.4 million EMC in a minute. Pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. Now, if we want this to be more exact, obviously we have it so that we deal with less EMC. What that would just mean is changing this from dark matter to maybe something a little less, maybe eternalist fuel, and then changing this filter in here to be eternalist fuel, and everything should work perfectly still. Should being the keyword there. But yeah. So now the cool thing is, like, if I flick this button again, what it will do is it will empty everything, and then it will go for a minute, right? So each time I flick this, we'll get a completely fresh value. I'm just now realizing, what's the point? You know what I mean? What's the point? I guess, because obviously, like, this system, in theory, should always be generating 0.4 mil a minute. So why do I need to be able to run it again? I mean, why would I need to run it again? I mean, I guess if we upgraded it and we wanted to see how much it made, we'd want to run it again. Yeah. Interesting. I'll be honest, I didn't think that far ahead. Realistically, I probably could have just set a timer on my phone, seen how much it made in a minute, and then wrote that down, and then just had it display there forever, because it always generates that much. Interesting. Well, I mean, it's cooler. Is it cooler? Now, listen, ideally, what I wanted to happen here is I wanted to be able to do it live. For example, this guy's running, and then I go, all right, for a minute, calculate how much you've got and do that. But I don't even know if that's doable. I don't know how to do that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to think anymore. What do I... Because, like, this is a pretty messy setup that I had to do compared to what we had previously, just to get this one value that realistically, because I'm not planning to upgrade these guys anytime soon, realistically, it's just going to be this number for the rest of eternity. God, what an episode. What a messy episode. I'll tell you what I'd like to do. I'm going to set up what we originally had, just the small little setup that was like a line of items for this flower farm, and then I'll feel a little bit better about myself. Is that good? Is that okay? What do I even need to do? I don't even remember. Oh God. I'll be back. Okay. So let me run you through this system. So at the moment, what we have running is obviously what's this guy doing? This is item collector. So these are picking up flowers, and then we have them set to put in the nearest inventory, which is this guy here. He's converting them into gold ingots using gems of eternal density. Any extra stuff, like if this happens to fill up for whatever reason, will go into this item trash can. Why do I keep seeing basalt? I don't know. Where are we getting basalt from? I'll have to look that up in a second. I don't really know where the basalt's coming from. But anyhow, is it possible that I linked that guy up over there? I think I did. Yeah, look. It highlights the chest under there. Okay. So I guess we've added basalt to this little generator. Sure, why not? I might change that later to make sure that we only have the flowers being generated here. But yeah, any extra flowers will get trashed because it's nearest first, so they go here, then there. Beautiful. From here, we have the same nearest first thing, exporting only gold ingots. They go into here. When they're in here, they generate bones. Once this slot fills up, obviously the gold can't go in here, which means the gold goes into the next chest, which is this guy here. Beautiful. If this chest somehow fills up, there's a trash can. Nice and safe. From there, we have that chest entangled. So this guy right here with all the gold. And we've got him set up to be very simple. It has a redstone comparator and a repeater leading into this guy, right? So a redstone comparator and a redstone repeater. So if items are in there, it emits a redstone signal. Pretty simple. Over here, what we're going to have is we're going to have it so that this guy generates cobble at 1 a second. And obviously, we've got it set up so that he's on when powered. And these links are limited to 1 per second. So there we go. That works. Over here, all I need to do, I believe, is have this guy extract, and that should work just the same. So we'll wait until, or I guess, I could help it along, I guess. Is this fast enough? Yeah, it does appear to be fast enough. So here, let me take this stuff out. Let me take this out. What should happen here is that each time that we get a gold ingot inside this chest, it should get extracted, and we should get a cobble in here. As for whether that's going to happen, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, we got 2 in there that time. Is there now 2 in here? There is. There's 2 cobble. Okay. So let's keep an eye on this. Make sure it's at least somewhat reliable. I guess I could also put some gold in. So 2 gold goes in. So this guy should now be at about 4. Okay. I mean, hey. It appears to be working. Let's add another one. 1. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10? Possibly? Potentially? 7, 8? You know, if I break this pipe here, we can actually do some proper testing. So at the moment, these are all empty, okay? So now if I were to put in, say, 9 of these, let's see if 9 show up. We'll also, you know, grab a bit more gold so we can do more testing. It's also possible I need to add a little bit of a delay here. Previously, I think I had to have 1 little tick delay there. So this might work. We'll see. We'll see. Currently, it's what? 7, 8, and then 9. There we go. Okay. That's perfect. It had 9. Okay. Let's add in 11 now. And that should take us to what? 20 total? So let's see if this works. I'll tell you what, I'll mess around with this for a bit, make sure it works. But this is how small the design pretty much needs to be. And then obviously to read that amount, we go variable store, we go inventory reader, set down a logic cable, simply go in here and grab the inventory count, which should hopefully make it to 20, which we can actually watch in here. 20. 19. Didn't go to 20. Huh. I don't know. But anyhow, I'll set this up. So once again, let's just go. What do we do here? Should I do a double again? So that we can see how much it generates in terms of out of 1 million? This is nowhere close, but we'll give it a shot. So I think what I want to do is add 2 zeros there. No, 1 0 there. Then I want to do 6 1 4 4. And that should be perfect because this one is the million. That 0 there, that digit there is the million. So that should be fine. Create that. That's the EMC of... No, that's the EMC of a stack, sorry. I want it to be the EMC of just one. So that's 2048. Sorry, my bad. 2048. There we go. This guy's updated already. Beautiful. Let's then go multiplication and obviously chuck in inventory count. This guy, that guy, bam, bam. This guy gets that and the double. And then in here goes... Nope, not in there, sorry. In a display. Drum roll, please. Drum roll. Boom, boom, boom. Bam. That's how much EMC we made. Out of 1 million. 0.03 million. Awesome. And it didn't even work properly. Brilliant. I believe all I need to do now is hook this guy up. And then he will... Oh my god, I don't really have much of a roof here. Then he should show us how much gold we actually make over all this time. So already he should be filling up. He should be telling us how much EMC we're making. Beautiful. Nice. Are we happy? Are we good? Are we satisfied? I don't know. I'll tell you what. I definitely learned a lot this episode in terms of whether it was worth doing that or not. I'll tell you what. This little system here, amazing. I love it. The ability to track the rate of EMC we're making in terms of what I tried to do over here to have it show us how much we make every 10 seconds, or in this case, how much we make in a minute. I mean, it works. Is it worth it? I don't think so. Because it's only really worth it if you're constantly upgrading a system. For example, it's nice to know, like, this is how much EMC this made in 10 minutes. What happens if I were to add, you know, a bunch more volcanic source links up here, or maybe even some more crystallizers, and then run this test again and see how much we're making in 10 minutes or in a minute. I think that could be really nice. I do think that could be really nice. The issue is, of course... Oh, you know what? I've just realized there might be a neat way we can do this. What I was thinking just then is these drawers, they keep their inventory, which means this guy we could break or have it automated to break and then place it somewhere, right? And then it would be a forever log of like, this is how much it made. Like I could have, Source Gem EMC farm Mark 1, right? This is my first iteration of the EMC farm. And I could have, this is how much EMC that made. Then what I could do in a minute, then I could go and like try and rebuild this and try and get it working. Then I could run this again by simply just flicking this button. It will run for a minute, it will finish, and then I can go, oh, okay. So that's how much I made, right? Now, I wonder, hold on. This might not be complete. I'm trying to redeem this, and I think I can actually redeem this. This could be perfect if I could somehow use this system, like the one that I built here, for every type of farm we make. For example, how would I do that? I think it's actually as simple as by... Oh yeah, it's actually real. Is it really simple? I think it might be really simple. No, maybe. I'm trying to think, like, if I entangled the EMC links from the other places. No, I would have to entangle the item pipe. But then I don't think that works. Should we give this a shot? Let's give it a shot. I'm going to place, well, I guess I can see if I can place it right here. Let's see if this works. If I go ahead and entangle this pipe, and I entangle it here, does that start putting... Where does it put the EMC that it gets? So currently there's 3 cobble in there. Let's see what happens when this guy ticks again, which hopefully that won't take too long. Maybe I can help it along by placing a piece of dark matter in here. This guy ticks. That's still at 3. This guy went up to, what, like 49. Did he even go up? If I put another one in there, does this guy go up to 50? He does. This guy stays at 3. Okay, so that's not working. This doesn't work. All right. I'd love if it did, though. How nice would that be? What if we tried the obvious thing, which is place this here? That doesn't attach, does it? How do I get it to attach? I don't think I can. I think what I could do... No, I don't know. I'll tell you what. I think it is doable. I'm just not sure how to do it. That would be perfect. Please let me know if you have any suggestions on how I can maybe even like fix this system. Because this is so much more messier than I think it needs to be. Like, I don't even know why it's that messy. I've forgotten why it's that messy. Because, like, once again, if we go into the flower farm, this system is just this nice and tidy. And it works, you know? Like, we've made, 0.05 million EMC. We've made 57,000 EMC is how much that is. Wow, look at that. Yeah, I don't know. I am happy. I am happy that we tried to do that. I'm just unhappy as to how it unfolded. Yeah. Because, like, I like this. It's just, that was a lot of work to do for just this number. That's my problem. My problem isn't, like, the result we got. The problem is the effort it took to get the result. Especially compared to this, which I thought would be a lot more complicated to do. I don't know. I am happy, though. I keep saying that. It's like, I'm not trying to convince you guys. I'm trying to convince myself that I'm happy with it. Anyhow, thank you guys for watching. Is this the outro? Is this really, are we done? Yeah, I think we're done. I'll tell you what. Possibly in the next episode, unless I remember something else that I was meant to do. You know what? Yeah, there's a portal I'm meant to go through in the Nether. I'm meant to go through that portal. Okay, but we'll check that out at some point. But what was I doing? Oh, yeah. In the next episode, I think I might start on the room just so that we can have like a vision and a reason. Like, because at the moment, like, this is cool, but it's like messy. I'd love to have a nice, very, very like perfect room where we can place these things so that we're like, oh, this looks nice. You know what I mean? So that might be the next episode, or the portal that I'm meant to go through might be in the next one. I'm not sure, but anyhow, thank you guys for watching. Thank you to everyone who supported me financially and helped keep these servers up. Whether it's from watching the ads on the videos, being a donator, or being a channel member, that stuff helps us out big time. So thank you guys so much. Genuinely, thank you guys so much. And hopefully, I will see you guys in the next one. Hopefully this episode didn't throw you off. Hopefully you're not like screaming at the monitor the entire time, because I'm sure there's like a single block that would take care of this entire thing. That's usually the case. Anyhow, thank you guys for watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.